Howdy y'all, this is Slim. I'm going to be hiking down the Jackson Trail today, otherwise known as the Jackson Red Ground Trail. It's part of the Blackwater connector, which connects the Florida Trail to the Alabama-Florida Trail, which eventually goes on up into the Appalachian Trail. It is 21 miles. I'm going to do this in 2 days, kind of take my time. Come on, let's go see how it works out on the Jackson Trail. Making my way. Got started around 8 o'clock. Rather chilly this morning. It was 35 degrees. I am wearing orange. It's hunting season. Now it is Thursday, and I'll be hiking today and tomorrow. There will be some hunters out, more so tomorrow than today, because it's a work week. And I took off, so I'm not retired, but I took off to hike. As I was pulling into the trailhead there to park, a beautiful large doe deer crossed the road. Her tail, little white tail, was all perked up. She was very royal as she crossed the road and pranced on. I took that as a sign of good providence. But yeah, the deer are out here, and the hunters, they may be out here as well. So yeah, it's chilly. I'm wearing some warm stuff. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are loads and loads of deer tracks. They're following this little trail here that I'm going. I've just come down that trail, and they're walking down and carrying on. Yeah, so it's chilly. And the deer love it. They're very active when it's cold. Yeah, I'm just gonna make my way. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly as I hike down the Jackson Red Ground Trail. So I'll talk to you guys a little bit about this Jackson Trail. It's historic. So when Andrew Jackson came down to Florida, he was headed to Pensacola. The Spanish were arming the Indians, and there was a lot of little skirmishes and battles going on with the American settlers in this area and all throughout Florida. So Andrew Jackson was sent down to quell the problem. And on his way down, this section of trail, it goes through Santa Rosa County, Florida, it's all been marked and documented and verified that this portion of the trail, or at least within this vicinity, is where Andrew Jackson, General Andrew Jackson, he wasn't president at the time, General Andrew Jackson came down, marched all the way down towards Pensacola. But yeah, so that's why it's called the Jackson Trail, or the Jackson Red Ground Trail. Now the red ground section, we're gonna eventually pass, which are like the red cliffs. And I do believe that's why they added that part of the name to the trail. And so it used to be just the Jackson Trail. When I was a kid, about 13 years old, I was part of the Royal Rangers, which is a church group for boys, outdoor camping. It's like Boy Scouts, but it's a Church of God. And we actually hiked it in the middle of winter. Now it's 21 miles. So we did it in 3 days, and that was 7 miles a day. And I remember it was extremely cold, freezing, probably about as cold as it is now. I know that whatever I brought, it wasn't enough. But yeah, I remember that. We went with Mr. Dubuisson. He was our leader, a Trailblaze leader. Good times down on the Jackson Trail here off the Blackwater connector, off the Florida Trail. Check back in with you guys here shortly. Talk about these hunters. Yeah, they're out. What I found is, you know, these hunters have been here for long time. They're locals. Like I said in another previous video, their grandpappy told them about all these areas. They've been hunting here for many decades, as long as people have lived here in Florida. And in this area, what I found is the hunters that use the dogs, they are using these trails. The dogs know the trails, and they can move around in the trails quick and avoid the brush to round up the deer. Yeah, that hunter just, he stopped. He just drove by and then he stopped. I don't know if he saw me or what. You know, I'm on the Florida Trail. I'm wearing orange. You see me. And he started backing up. He was looking at me. And it is what he is. I wish him the best luck. The deer are delicious to eat. Yes, I'm a hunter myself. But yeah, they're out here. I think this is, the trail is about to cross the road. Here he comes again. Take a look. See him there? Yeah, there goes the truck. They know, and there's another, I see another one parked up ahead of me. So I'm about to cross the road here, and there's gonna be a bunch of hunters down here. I'm probably gonna film them a little, but just pass on by. I'll check back in with you guys here in a bit as I pass through the whitetail deer hunt. All right, getting ready to cross this first dirt road here. I'm gonna look to the right here, you'll be able to see all these trucks. All them trucks there, they're all hunters. They got dog boxes and they are waiting for their dogs. Waiting for their dogs, they're all talking. 1, 2, 3, 3 hunters. Yeah. And down here waiting for the deer. Yep. Guy waved to me, nice guy. I hope y'all get one. I hope you get one. Man, it's a doe. I seen a big old doe cross. I know y'all at Bucks right now.
Man, we don't care about no doe.
I hear you. Good luck with it, man. It's the perfect weather. That was a nice encounter with those local hunters. They all know each other. They buddied up, waiting on the dogs, waiting on the signal. They're tracking them. But he said, we don't care about no does, you know, just in case I was the state or the law, making it clear we're not, we're not after the does, we're after the bucks alone. And that's true. These guys are all trophy hunters at this point. I mean, they're looking for the big bucks in here. And there are some big ones in here. I hope they get one. Seriously. There's no lack in deer, white-tailed deer here. They are prospering very well, just like the black bear. They are everywhere. Look how beautiful this looks. I'll show you here. Look at that. Gorgeous in here this morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Hope it's going to warm up a little. I don't want to get too hot, but it is going to warm up. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Howdy. Slim here. It is 39 degrees. Brr. But there are no bugs. I love that. Yes, I love that. So tonight it's supposed to rain. I know that, and I knew that before. I almost lost my footing. I knew that before I left. But previous days I've been planning this hike, you know, this hike camp backpacking trip, and it wasn't showing any rain. And this morning I got up and I looked at it. Rain this evening, the middle of the night, the small hours, 3, 4, 5, and it's 40% is what it is. I almost put off, I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm coming into a little boardwalk here. Look at this. See that little boardwalk there, covered in stuff? There's really no need for it, but it's here, and it is kind of nice and neat. I'm gonna use it. It's 4x6s. Little bottom down here. Oh, there's another one. There's a lot of magnolia down in here. Oh yeah, look at that. Mm-hmm. Nice little boardwalk you can get up on and walk. Yeah, very lovely. So, yeah, tonight it's gonna rain. And I have my tent and I have all my gear. The tent is sealed, seams are all sealed. I do not remember if I have drenched that thing in waterproofing. It should have come that way. I've only used it a couple times. It's a Lanshan 2. It's an ultralight tent, kind of a low budget ultralight tent that is amazing for the price. You can get one for I think like 150 to 200 bucks. Quite nice. And it'll work. So we'll see how that all turns out tonight. To be continued on that as this boardwalk ends and going back up and away. Howdy, Slim here. Quite beautiful through here. There is a low bottom sloping old pine trees that go down into this bottom back behind me, and I'm walking through all this second growth. There are some older pine trees that have not been removed, like that big one there behind me, but there's a lot of these smaller second growth trees that have been planted. I don't want to point the camera that way, but there's a huge bottom, a rolling bottom down there. Quite gorgeous, quite gorgeous. Yes. So I was looking at far out, and the next couple miles is not much but some little bogs. Couple little bogs that are marked on there, and a couple road crossings, and then the next major thing that I can vista and look at would be the Peden Bridge, and it's quite beautiful down in there. I think that goes down into a little area where there's some houses, kind of a little neighborhood. It's very historic. Now, I am in the Blackwater State Forest, but there are houses and homesteads that have been grandfathered in way back before this became state forest, and they're there, and I don't know the stipulations on how long they can hold it. Sometimes that's like they give them X amount of generations and then that's it. These may be able to just be grandfathered in and that's it. They hold it. They can't sell it, or I don't know. Maybe they might be able to sell it. It has to be someone with the same can prove that they're within that lineage. But yeah, so what we got here? Look at that. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's a scrape. Yes, it is. Hey, it's a deer scrape. And it looks wet down in there. A deer has peed in that. Yes. Deer scrape. Kind of a message system for all these deers. They use that to know who's in here. Is that Bobby? No, that's Billy. So yeah, I will keep you guys posted as things progress, but it looks like I'm coming down into something here. This may be one of the little bogs. Far out has a little symbol for a bog. Yep, and there is a little boardwalk. So I think this is nothing more than just a little bottom. But yep, a little boardwalk here. This has all been maintained very well. I suspect that the majority of the Jackson Trail is going to be maintained very well. Unlike the Wiregrass section that I hiked going up to Hurricane Lake, from the Jackson Red Ground Junction, where I started, I went the other way another time going up to Hurricane Lake. Ah, yes, this little weed right here. I'm going to put the name of it in the video, but that is edible. Now, it has spikes and thorns, but you remove that and you can eat that. You can eat all of it. You can eat the root, you can eat the leaves. It is quite edible, but it does have thorns and they have to be removed, little spikes. Yes. Moving on. Down the Jackson Red Ground Trail, the Blackwater State Forest, Panhandle of Florida. Blue blazes. That's right. I'm on the connector. It's called the Blackwater Connector. It goes all the way up from Alabama all the way down to the Florida Trail. It's kind of part of the Florida Trail, but it's the connector. And therefore, the blazes will be in blue. So there was something I didn't tell you guys, something I need to be forthright about. This is actually a 30-mile hike and not a 21-mile hike. Yes, I am hiking the Jackson Trail, and I'm going to hike all of the Jackson Trail, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to carry on and do the Juniper Creek Trail, just basically the same trail, it's just another name as it carries on past the Jackson Trail, going down the Blackwater connector. So it's actually 30 miles. So if I had 21 miles on the Jackson Trail, and I usually like to split things up into sections, half of that would be 10 miles. And that is at the Blackwater Shelter 2, if my memory serves me correctly. But I'm not going to actually be stopping there. I am going to keep going to 15 miles because my total hike is 30 miles. And I've only got today, tomorrow, and that's it. 2 days. I got to do that. I'm going to break it up into 15-mile chunks. So I've got to kind of move pretty quickly. I've got plenty of time, but yeah, I've got to move. So today of the Jackson Trail, I'm going to do 15 miles. And then tomorrow, I'm going to finish up the Jackson Trail and then start on that same day, the Juniper Creek Trail, which is like, I forget what it is, 12 miles or something, 8 miles. It's all about 29.5 total. So instead of stopping at the Blackwater Shelter number 2 to camp tonight, which is in 10 miles, I'm going to pass that up. Of course, depends on how my feet are doing and how I'm feeling, but that's the plan. It's not hot, I've got food, my feet are feeling good, I'm rested, the weather should be good. It's gonna rain tonight, but other than that, that's my plan. I don't suspect anything to change, but we won't know till I get there. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Coming down the trail here, there's a little bench, rotten. Old little bench they put out here for people to stop and sit at, but that sucker is rotten. Yeah, it is rotten, rotten, rotten. Now, oh no, I wouldn't sit there. Nope, not me. Carrying on, down the Jackson Trail. Every now and then it's good to just, I know my mics are probably gonna be hitting stuff, but every now and then just stop and adjust your laces. Yeah, I still use the old traditional shoelaces. I like them. But yeah, every now and then you gotta stop. You gotta stop and tighten them up, because if you don't, your feet slip around inside your shoes, and that friction can cause blisters. And nobody wants blisters, especially on a 30-mile hike. Good heavens, no. Look how beautiful that is. Little pine valley down there, and cleared and regrown. Absolutely gorgeous down in there. Lovely day. I'm enjoying it. And the Jackson Trail is quite nice. Well maintained. Low grade slope up and down as I descend and ascend up this trail. It's been mowed. They take bush hogs down in here and mow it. I just heard something to the right of me. Not sure what that was. Something pounding on something over in the woods. I'll have to keep an ear out for that. But yeah, as I was saying, this is all mowed. They keep it up. Very well kempt. Lovely on the Jackson Trail. All right. So the trail has come to the first real road crossing, and it's paved. Now, this is the road I drove in to park up at the trailhead. It's brand new paved road. It's heavily used. This is one everyone comes in and out of. There are houses all up and down this road. The trail's gonna carry on. I'm going to look that way, make sure nobody's coming. Nope, I'll look that way, make sure nobody's coming. Nope, and the trail carries on across. You can see the blue blazes there on the tree, and we're gonna go over this mound, down the ditch, over the mound, and onward into the unknown. How you doing? Me? I'm doing great. Walking down the Florida Trail. Blackwater connector, Jackson Trail. Trail is going down, down, down. And it is going to a boardwalk down here. I'm going to bring this in, let you guys see this boardwalk. As I walk down to it, I think I'm going into a bog. Oh, this is nice. Yes, very sturdy. Yeah, crossing a little, I don't know if you want to call that a creek or not. It's wet. I'm glad there's a boardwalk here. And it's going to carry on. Yes, up, and away we go. Very nice. This is actually 4x8s, pressure treated wood that are on, what is that? That looks like a 8x8. Yes. Go ahead and walk up this thing. Now the temperature is coming up quite a bit. I got out here, it was just above freezing, and then it was around 35. The last I checked, it was 40. I believe it's probably about 42 or 43 now. It is coming up. Yes, and as I'm going up and out of here, the high of the day is supposed to be 61 degrees. Like I said, tonight, it's probably going to rain lightly, but wet enough. So I'm going to have to prepare for that. I will be setting up camp tonight. I hope to build a small fire. Just kind of enjoy that. Come to a sign in the road here. Mile marker. What's it say? 6. Yes. Now I don't know where that 6 is from. Definitely not. I have not gone 6 miles. I believe I've gone 1.5 miles. Bye-bye, mile marker 6. I'll have to check and see what that is for, but it's not for my journey. Let's talk about this mileage. 15 miles. I normally like to go 2.5 miles an hour. Today, nope, can't do that. It's got to be 2.5 to 3. Yes, I got 15 miles. I'm not trying to hike all day. Remember, I'm not a through hiker, guys. I'm a backpacker or a day hiker. So today, I need to move a little faster. Yeah, a little road here. More of a ditch, but they've been driving down it. You see that road there? Yes, and it's used. I see all the vegetation's been pushed down. I'm gonna head on, down, up, and beyond. Here we go, a nice bench. Oh, look at that. Very nice. I don't need to sit down, but if I wanted to, I could. Now, it kind of when I come to these benches, yes, you start to have to ask yourself, why would they put that there? Is it because of distance? Because there is some benches that are set at, like the one that's at the highest spot of the Florida Trail. It's there as a marker. Most of them are for a view, not only to rest, so that you can rest and look at the view. So I'm looking at it, and what I see, of course, it's winter. The vegetation is less and less and less. But far out below, it's a huge valley down there. And we're at the top of it. I mean, it goes up a little bit more, but we're basically at the top. And you look down and you look at the valley. Oh, nature's beauty. Lovely. It's been nice. I'm enjoying it. Weather is perfect. A little overcast, but that's okay. It's going to get into the 50s and the low 60s today, which is perfect for hiking. I'm dressed appropriately. I got layers, and I'm just enjoying it. My feet are in great condition. I'm feeling healthy. Just making my way, enjoying this Jackson Trail, part of the Blackwater connector. It's lovely. And we've got blazes everywhere. They're well maintained. See that one right there on the trail? They're very well maintained. It's clear. Trail is wide. There are hunters out. They're taking advantage of it too. I can't blame them. Here in Florida, we've got this, or in all of America, we've got this chronic wasting disease. The deer are starting to get it. and it is highly contagious among them. Their saliva and stuff, they give it to each other, and they die. And so wildlife management is heavily involved in trying to manage that. They've got systems set up where they can record data. They want people to send in samples so they can test for that stuff. So they strongly promote hunting, harvesting, and taking specimen samples of these white-tailed deer so that they can study and stay on top of that. There have been only a few cases here in Florida, but they are starting to surface, and there's a concern. So up north of us, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, there's more than there is here, but they say it is coming this way, and they don't know what to do about that other than to try to observe, gather data, and get a plan together. Yes, there are a lot of deer, and it could be because of overpopulation. That's usually what happens with diseases. You get a whole bunch of people living on top of each other in bad conditions, and diseases come out of that. So there are a lot of deer. So the wildlife management, they encourage hunting strongly, very strongly. Look how lovely this is. I'm going to slow down here and let you take a look at that. I'm making my way. Had to take off my hat and take off my little buff scarf. It's getting warm. I may disrobe even further here in a bit, this fleece vest that I've got. But currently, yeah, I think I'm good for now. I'm starting to sweat under my hat. It's warming up. I do have, as far as what I'm wearing today, I've got some very thin nylon long leg underwear on, and another pair of short underwear on, and khakis on. And I've got a nylon t-shirt on, and then underneath this orange shirt here, I've got a thin black nylon long sleeve shirt, and then this one on top of it, the orange one, and then the vest. So like I said, it was just above freezing this morning, and I think we've gone through the little cold snap that we've had the past couple weeks. It's supposed to be warming up the next couple days. I should be fine. It's in the middle of the night when your body temperature drops, and those small hours, we're talking like 3 and 4 in the morning, right before sun, it really dips. But I don't think it's going to get super low tonight, but I think I have enough. And everything I'm wearing is really light and thin and small, so I can pack it away and not going to be carrying a lot of extra weight. I have hiked and camped where I didn't bring enough. I have hiked and camped where I didn't bring it, or I did bring it too much, and I was carrying all that weight. I think I've got it just right this time, other than bringing this extra vest, because tonight and tomorrow I think it's going to get that cold. I do have my 40-degree Goose Down sleeping bag, REI brand sleeping bag. It'll keep me warm tonight. I was going to bring a cloth mummy liner called a Cocoon brand. I didn't. I've got, of course, I got my tent and my liner and my blow-up pillow. Gotta have my blow-up pillow. And my blow-up mattress. Gotta have my blow-up mattress. So I'll be up off the cold ground. Again, it's not going to get down to freezing. It's going to be in the 40s tonight. But that is cold when you're trying to sleep restfully, get up, and then go hike. Look at that back there. All that bamboo. I don't know if you can see that back behind me. Quite beautiful. But yeah, I think I did okay this time with layers and preparing to stay warm. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that is a footprint. I imagine today I am going to be seeing hikers. The Jackson Red Ground Trail is quite popular. The locals like to hike it. People that come down from the Appalachian Trail and the Alabama, Florida like to take it. But yeah, you see that there, that footprint? Hikers. So I have stopped on the side of the trail here. I went ahead and took off one of my underlayers, and I stowed my cap and my buff scarf that was keeping me warm. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna drink some water. Quite delicious. check my map, and I'm gonna get back on the trail. Down here on the Jackson Red Ground Trail. Making my way. Just took that little break and disrobed a little bit of extra clothes that was starting to warm up and get me hot and sweaty. Looks like I am coming to a little road crossing here. I'm gonna let you guys take a look at what I am walking into here. It says it's about to turn right. There we go. I see the road over there. I don't know. See the road? I don't know if it's gonna cross that or not. Maybe not. Maybe it just skirts it. Yeah. Who knows? I'll find out ahead. Check back in with you guys here shortly. Yes, just like I thought. It is going to cross this road. Very nice road, well maintained. Not exactly sure which one it is. I could check far out. Doesn't matter. It's a road. It's a road. Nobody coming that way. Nobody coming that way. And the blaze is on the telephone pole over here. Oh, I see. I'm about to walk down the road. See the blaze? It's saying, no, you're going right. And right is down this trail, or down this road. And I see a telephone pole further up. It's got a blue blaze on it too. Oh, the road walk. All right, I checked far out. This is the Peden Bridge Road. Guess why they call it that? Because up here's the Peden Bridge. Yes, truck passed me was one of the hunters that I talked to earlier. They usually hunt in the mornings early. Some of them hunt all day, but they'll usually hunt in the mornings, early mornings, and then they'll leave, go have lunch and whatever, and then they'll come back before the sun goes down. The deer are mostly active right there in the morning. They're getting ready to go to bed after all the grazing, or there in the afternoon before the sun goes down. They start getting up, back to grazing. But yeah, I've got the Peden Bridge coming up. I'm gonna check back in with you guys here shortly when I get down to the Peden Bridge. I imagine it's gonna be quite scenic. Walking along, I got another truck getting ready to pass me. It's those other hunters. They're making their way home. They're done for this morning. Here he goes. Yep, he's got his dogs in the back. He's got his dogs in the back. And hunters making their way home. Check back in with you guys when I get down here to this Peden Bridge. So I have made it down to the Peden Bridge. A bunch of turkey buzzards just flew off, and I saw a blue heron. It's a crane, basically. Just fly. There's a turkey buzzard. I'm gonna let you check it out. See that turkey buzzard right there? There's another one flying down. He's gonna fly off as soon as I come up here. Here he goes, watch. Whoop! There he goes. Fly, turkey buzzard, fly. Oh, it's pretty down here. Oh, yes, it is. Look at all that. A rope swing down there. Pretty. Down at the Peden Bridge. River crossing. Pretty. Let's go down over to the other side and take a look over here. Oh, it's wide and it's beautiful. All right, so I have come down the road here, the Peden Bridge Road, and now I'm going to be turning, the trail is turning to the right, back into the woods here. There is a marker. It's Peden Bridge, and this is Road 78. Yes, see that there? Peden Bridge. Road 78. I'll be making my way down this old forest road. Yeah. Very lovely day. So temperature's coming up still, and I've got this vest on. I think it's probably going to be the next thing to go, but when I take it off, I'll probably put my cap back on. We'll see, but it is warming up. It is 47 degrees. Yes, and I'm onward. Check back in with you guys here shortly. That there is deer scat. Yes. They're kind of like rabbit pellets. Rabbit pellets are completely round, not these. Deer, they're everywhere. Watch is telling me I've done 8,000 steps. And 3.5, 3.6 miles. That's pretty good. It is only 9:41. So I've been on the trail, oh, I don't know, a little more than an hour. So I am meeting my 3 mile an hour mark thus far. No, I have not eaten any breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I think I discussed with you guys in another video, I do this 6-hour window of eating. So I eat a lunch and I eat dinner every day, which is more healthy for me. There are reasons for that. It's sort of fasting. It's a type of fasting, keeps your insulin levels, your natural insulin levels from spiking all the time, which is not good for you. Anyways, I haven't eaten. It is almost 10 o'clock. At 11, I will stop and I will eat. Yeah, it's beautiful in here. Just look at that. Gorgeous. How you doing up there? Talk to you guys about some new gear I got. I upgraded. Yes, I did a lot of research and discovered that everybody was using these action cameras, and this is the DJI Osmos Action 6. It's the latest one. It's 4K. It's amazing. I've got it on my trekking pole, mounted with a screw and a gimbal. But I can run with it. I want to show you guys here. I'm about to start running, and you watch how this thing doesn't shake or move around that much. See that? Isn't that neat? Yes. Of course, I haven't seen how it looks in editing. Yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly as I head down the Jackson Trail. Alas, poor Yorick. Found another deer skull on the trail. Very cool. Got all his teeth. Missing the front of his face. And the rest of his body. What happened, York? York, what happened? All right, I have changed out. It was warming up, and the road, I've got to come into a little split here. I see. So there's a sign there. See the sign on the tree? I'm gonna bring in, you can see that. And it is the symbol for a shelter. See it there? And it's that way, shelter that way. On the other side of the tree, let's see what we got. There's another sign saying shelter that way. Okay, so the trail is gonna continue on. I've just come from this way, and then the trail is gonna turn here and go on that way. But there is a shelter down that way. Let's go down there and look at it. Let's go look at the shelter. Little road here. There is that must be 78 or whatever it was, 79. And then down beyond is a shelter. Oh, look, there's nobody here. See the shelter here? I'm gonna bring you guys in so you can see the shelter. Yeah, I know the sun is blowing that out a little. I'm gonna bring it low. There's a bench. It's pretty down in here. This is 27769. That's the sign on the shelter. There is a fire ring made of blocks, bench. I don't see a mailbox anywhere. Yeah. There are some chairs to hang your stuff on. Quite neat. You can get out of the rain. That's what that's for. If it's raining, you could put your sleeping bag up in there and sleep out of the rain. Quite nice. Now, I believe this is called Blackwater Shelter 1. Because 2 is supposed to be around 10 miles up, which I'm going to pass that up. So yeah, it's pretty down in here. A lot of oak and holly. Very pretty, very flat. The bench there, a picnic bench. I'm actually going to stop here for a minute and make some tea and have that cold brewing. Let's see, it is 9:52, so I still have an hour before I'm going to have some lunch. But I'm going to stop, check it out. Check back in with you guys here in a bit. I am leaving the Blackwater shelter number 1 and heading back on the trail. You can see that I have changed out once again. I got rid of my hooded hat for this buff over my ears, because maybe it's because I stopped, but I was getting a little cold. So I put this on to cover my ears and keep them warm. But yeah, I'm gonna get back on the trail. Goodbye, Blackwater shelter number 1. You're funky, but I dig it. And hello, the rest of the trail. Onward. Yes. Sun over there. Yeah. Now I'm not sure how much further I've got till this road gets back onto the actual trail off the road into the woods, but I was going to make some tea back there. I checked my little cup that I cold brew tea in. It's got a lid. It's a Talenti gelate container, and I had unfortunately left an old tea bag in there. Poor preparation. I didn't check that, so that was all moldy and funky in there. So no tea, not until I get down and can wash it. I didn't want to use what water I had and soap to wash it, but I do have that. So I've got 1/3 of a mile to get to a place called Creek. Yeah, how original. But there is a creek down here. I looked at far out. It looks quite beautiful down there. I will get some water and clean that out and start my cold brew tea. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Right now I'm looking for a blaze and I don't see one. Maybe I missed it. Maybe it's up ahead. Let's go find out. All right, so the road came up to a blaze and then split off back into the woods. Carrying on down the Jackson Red Ground Trail. The temperature is warming up a little bit. I believe it's about 50 degrees now. It is 10:05. I just took a quick little 5-10 minute break down there at the shelter 1, and got back on the trail. I am looking forward to getting down to this creek up here, about 1/3 of a mile up, where I can wash out my cold brew canister and get some tea going. At that point down there, I will drink a lot of water, and I will resupply with my water, and start thinking about lunch, which is going to be in an hour. Not sure where I'm going to stop. There will be somewhere down the trail here. My laces are starting to come a little loose. I'm going to have to stop here eventually. Maybe I'll just get down here to this creek, and at that point I will tighten everything up and do all the resupplying and preparing for the rest of the trip. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Trail going down. Down, 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 down. And I'm going to turn to the right here, and I'm seeing a bunch of bamboo. You see all that bamboo in there? Small bamboo. That means we're going down towards water. Oh yeah, there's water down here. Or at least a hollow. I see water right there. I'm going to kind of take you guys in here. There's a little, oh my goodness. Okay, first, before I show you what I'm oh my goodness about, there's a little ditch. There's water, pigs wallow and stuff, but that's not what I'm freaking out about. Oh no. Oh no. Look at that. You see that water down there? Oh yeah, and the trail, blue, it goes down that way. So, do they want me to cross that? Maybe. It's cold now, guys. It's 50 degrees. That ain't freezing, but it's winter. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It actually turns to the left. There's a bridge. Yay, bridge. Yay, Florida Trail Association. Because I would have walked it. You know, I would have. I'd take my shoes off. I'd put my flip-flops on and I'd go down it. I've got a small towel, I'd dry myself off and I would do it. There are people doing it right now on the Florida Trail. They are walking down stuff like that. Not pleasant. There are slugs and there are worms, all kinds of stuff in there that can affect you, but people will walk it. Oh yes, they will, but not me. No, not today. Not this time. Today, I'm crossing what they're calling creek. There it is. Yeah, and the boardwalk, it's flowing, it's clear. Now, I'm gonna inspect this first, but I believe this is where I'm gonna be getting water. I will check back with you guys here shortly. Let me check it now. Yeah, it's good, it's solid. It's pretty. Oh yeah. Oh, it's clear, very clear, and flowing very nicely. I'm gonna check my map here, check far out, but I do believe this is where I'm gonna have to get water from. Yeah. I'll check back with you guys here shortly. I'm so happy I didn't have to walk through that water. Thank you. See you in a bit. All right. I have gotten some water, washed my cold brew canister, and I am crossing this boardwalk here. It's pretty in here. This is a little creek bottom wetland. The water's flowing, it flows that way, and there's also a little creek I just crossed back there, the boardwalk. But yeah, this is nice down in here. Just called creek. It's got no name. Not sure how far this boardwalk goes. It looks like it ends up here, but it is quite lovely in here. Yeah, I will check back with you guys here shortly. Making my way. Oh look, boardwalk is going to come to another little crossing here. It goes down. Down and onward. And then the sign shows, the blaze shows it's gonna turn to the left and go up this little forest road. Bunch of deer tracks. Yes, lovely down in here. Check back in with you guys here shortly. I'm gonna try to cover some ground now. I've got water, I got my tea brewing. Got less than an hour towards lunch. Trail ahead of me. Blue skies, a little overcast, but blue skies. Yeah. Check in with you guys here in a bit. Down on the Jackson Trail. The trail comes to a little hollow there with a waller out. I'm gonna go to the side. Looks like everybody's kind of walked around it anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around it. Let's look back at it. Look at that. Mud. No thanks. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on going. Keep going down the trail. Looks like I'm in just in a big bottom. This whole area is just a big bottom. So pretty. Gorgeous down in here. It is 10:25. It is 52 degrees. Making my way. Look at all that bamboo. There's bamboo, and this is a large pine forest. It's predominantly pine, longleaf pine trees. Second, third, and old growth. The majority of the trees that you're seeing there in the background, they're probably all 40 plus years old. And there's a lot of smaller ones that's been harvested throughout the years. But yeah, I'm just walking down this forest trail. And I am keeping up with the blazes. I am on the Jackson Trail. There's a blaze coming up there to the right. But yeah, just walk down this road. Hopefully this will cut back into the woods here in a minute. Be a trail off this road. We'll see here in a bit. As I'm walking down this road, this old forest road, I've come across a bunch of horse hoof tracks. People got their horses down here. Equestrian stuff. Yeah, there's one, a big one. But yeah, that's fun. That would be really fun, the trail ride through here. on horses. I have to speak with my wife about doing that one day. She loves horses. She loves horses. When we were in Kentucky last time, we went on a nice toured ride up. Okay, we're turning. We're turning. See, that's what happens. You miss it. So I'm gonna come off of that road, that long road, and up to the left, I could hardly see it, is this blue blaze turning to the right. See it there? See the blue blaze turning to the right? Yeah, I've just been jab, and miss it. Trail's turning. It's going that way. All right, the sun's coming that way, so I don't want to show you the trail. Whatever, I'll show you. I've got this ND filter on. Trail's gonna go that way. Look at that forest. Trees are blowing in the wind. Oh. You guys know I'm loving it. You know I'm loving it. I've already seen a big deer cross the road. I'm loving it. Cross that bottom down there where the creek was. Got some water washed up. Got my cold brew tea going. I'm gonna head on down the trail. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly.
The calendar turned and the heat finally broke, leaving summer behind like a promise unspoke. I packed up my worries, laced up my old boots, traded hot concrete for cypress tree roots. Down in the panhandle where the river runs slow, there's a trail to be walked, a new way to go. Oh, the yellow river is calling my name, past the steep bluffs, past the hunting trees.
All right, the trail's turned down to this opening and it drops. You can see up ahead there is a bunch of boardwalk. That's what the map said, boardwalk. I don't think this is a creek at all. I believe this is just a boardwalk that goes over a little marshy, little boggy area. Oh, there is a creek down there. There is a creek. It is flowing. It is clear. Oh, it's quite beautiful. Oh, yes, that's just lovely down here. This would be a great place to stop and to get some lunch. I can see that over there, I don't know if you can see that, it's an old piece of the old bridge that had washed, and on beyond it, there's another piece that's in the creek. I don't know if you could see that down there. But yeah, so that they have done, they've come down and created a new one, which is much higher, so when the water rises, it doesn't wash out. But that is quite beautiful. Goes all the way up in there. I don't know if you can see that there. Pretty down in here. A lot of white oak. This is all white oak, and there's some bamboo. Very nice. Yes, I'm going to stop and get myself some lunch. Howdy. Slim here. Walking down the Jackson Trail. Heading south. Decided to don my hat. I'm walking into the sun. So put the brim down. The sun doesn't get directly in my eye. It is 57 degrees. It is 11:31. I have gone 6+ miles. I'm making my way. Closing in on halfway for today. As you guys remember, I am going to be doing 15 miles of the 21 miles today. Jackson Trail. At which point I will set up camp and get tomorrow. Continue the rest of the hike, which will be to the end of the Jackson Trail. Then I'm going to carry on to the end down at Highway 10, just below Highway 90, going by way of the Juniper Creek Trail. That will be in another video. Quite lovely down here. I'm glad I stopped when I did. I didn't eat as much as I normally do. I've been doing a lot of fasting, a lot of exercising, watching what I eat. My stomach has shrunk. I don't know if you guys can tell. I went from 196 pounds down to 150 pounds. Lost a lot of weight. So, let's talk about weight in this backpack. Because I'm camping, tent, sleeping bag, and it's winter. It's a little chilly tonight. Extra clothes, that's all extra weight. Even though this is ultra light, I have got it down to, I think I weighed it all at about 18 pounds. That's not too bad. The crazy ultralight guys, the radicals as I call them, they like to get this down to like 10. No, I'm just backpacking. I'm not going for days and days and days and days. Only a few days. 2, as a matter of fact. So, think about having a backpack and it weighed 70 pounds. And you took 50 pounds off of that backpack and all you had to carry was a 20-pound backpack. That's basically what I've done by losing all this weight. I've shed all that extra weight, which isn't on my back, which isn't on my feet. Very healthy. Thought you might want to know. Check back in with you guys here shortly. Onward. Oh, it's beautiful in here. I am walking into the sun. Oh, we're going to turn. Turn. See the double blazes there? Triple, really. But double blazes turning to the right. And going that way, trail makes a turn. Yes. There's the blazes, blue blazes. Crossing this little logging road, old logging road. And onward. Following the blue blazes. Yes. All pine and a lot of oak, blackjack, a lot of water oak. That's what that big tree right there to the right is. That's water oak. They get hollow in the center in areas and they do split in heavy wind, but mostly pine, like that one right there, that large longleaf pine tree. There's a lot of Yupon holly. That's what that bush right there is. That's all Yupon holly. Oak, pine, holly. Yeah, there's a holly. There's a Florida holly. And you see that tree right there in the middle? That smaller tree right there? That's holly. Florida holly. It's got the red berries. The one you see for like Christmas holly. Basically the same thing. It's got thorns on the leaves, the spikes. Oh, it's nice in here. And the trail is continuing to go up. Slight grade. Oh, yeah. 10-degree climb. Not super high, but I feel it. And it keeps going. Oh, it's healthy. I'm getting my walking in today. So far, my watch here that my wife got me tells me I've done nearly 14,000 steps. Yeah, there's a light breeze. I've been continuing to apply chapstick, which is actually Burnt Bees. It's not the one I usually use, but I stole one from my wife. You won't tell her, will you? It'll be our secret. Oh, goodness. Look at the size of that oak tree. It's big. Oh, yeah. Yes, you are. You're a biggin'. Yeah. Now, you see these white stripes on the trail here? I believe that's old Florida trail marker. Usually that marks, lets people know that you're entering in state forest. Okay, and then up ahead here, I see there's a road. Now, let's see what happens. I'm going to let you guys check back in with you guys when I get up there here shortly. I see a bunch of vehicles parked to the right. Now, that may be a house. Yep, I'm going into a little neighborhood here. I see there's some cars over there. Yeah. And the road is going to cross. Yes. There's a paved road there. Let's see, where is the Florida Trail? I see it across the way over there. Yeah, to the right of me is a house there. More of a hovel. I don't really want to film that. That's their private property. There is nobody coming that way. I hear a car, and there's nobody coming that way. And the trail's going to carry on. Oh, it's very wide. Look at that, how pretty that is down there. Get off the trail. dog. I stirred the dog. Keep going, Joe. This is the Florida Trail. Marked footpath, the link Florida being developed by the Florida Trail Association. There goes the two vehicles behind me on the road I just passed. Yeah, just keep going. Just keep going. Look how pretty that looks. Isn't that beautiful? Nice clear trail. Got the canopy up above. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and to the right of me, I don't know if you can see through there. See all that? Farmland. Farmland over there. Yeah, keep going down this trail. I have just run into a bunch of hog sign. Rooting. Yeah, a lot of hogs. Birds flying by here in this little area. I'm still going down this long, cleared, well-cleared path. Look at that, how beautiful that is. And it goes over a hill and down. There's a canopy going over it. Quite nice. There's farmland behind me, and this skirts that farmland, which is through this thicket behind me. But a lot of hogs. A lot of hogs. You can see where they've been rooting, looking for bugs and worms, and roots. They love them. These little things will eat almost anything. Yeah, and they got a nose for it. That nose got a hard plate on it. They can dig with it. Like a shovel, literally. But these hogs do more devastation than any other animal. Yeah, people do their own, but animal in this area. Yeah, hogs. Down on the Florida Trail. Jackson Red Ground Trail, part of the Blackwater connector. Heading south. Check back in, you guys, this roll. Okay, next thing on the map, up ahead, about a mile from here, called Muddy Branch. That's a little creek. Branches are usually the small ones. I've seen creeks look like a branch, and a branch look like a creek. So, whoever gave it the name, maybe they thought it was a small one. I don't know. I'm going to get down there and see. Careful here. Almost slipping. Aha! What we got here? We're here. Boardwalk. Boardwalk ahead. See that? See that boardwalk up there? Let's get a closer look at that. This is not it. I don't think this is Muddy Branch. Goodness, they got that thing built up high off the ground. Look at that. Look at that thing. Yeah. I don't know why they built it so high. It's up there. I'm going to use it. Up. It is a little slimy, but it's sturdy. I want to be careful. I want to be very, very careful walking on this. I guess that is a slough right there. When this is a little wetland in here, you can see that's all white oak. That requires water. So there's white oak in here. But yeah, look at this little boardwalk up off the ground here. Imagine it washed out one too many times, and they decided they were going to make it so that it didn't wash out. So yeah. I'm gonna cross it, and I'm gonna keep going. This is not Muddy Branch. No, it's not. Not Muddy Branch. Just the bottom. And onward. Check back in with you guys here in a little bit. Let me get down to Muddy Branch. Here, trail is going to continue on. It is very well used. Oh, there's a truck down there. Yeah. There's a red truck. There's a hunter in the forest. Yes, I'm going to keep going. Don't want to spook his deer. Probably already have. It is what it is. I have not been hearing dogs. So he is what we would call a still hunter or a stump hunter. He's going to walk very slowly in the forest, trying to spook or see deer before they see him and shoot them. Yes, or he's going to stump hunt, which means he's going to climb. He's going to climb a tree with a climber and wait for deer to pass him. Yes, I will carry on and not spoil his hunt. Trying to do some math here, figure out where I'm going to stop. Did have it all planned out originally for 3 days. It's 30 miles total. Now I know the Jackson Trail is only 21, but then I'm doing the Hutton Trail afterwards. You know, the video. So it's gonna be 10 miles a day. Now that I shortened it to 2 days, it's 1 night camping and 2 days on the trail. Shorten that to, you would think, 15 miles a day, right? Yes. So then you look at your map. I'm looking at my far out. And I'm gauging distance. What is at 15 miles? And I'm not really sure if there's something there where I want to camp. I like to camp where there's water. I like to, you know, drink water and cook with water and bathe in water or whatever I'm gonna do. But I like to have some water supply close by. There is a spot they're calling flat. There's a little camp symbol there. People camp because it's flat. We like to camp where there's flat ground. I'm twisting through this little wood here. Trees are blowing. Yeah, this is a sand pine and scrub oak little wood I've just gone through. Pretty, very pretty. But yeah, I'm trying to calculate. So what I've agreed to do, I don't want to stop and start pulling out all the maps right now. But I like to have a plan. So when I get to mile 10 today, and I've gone 7 miles. And then in a half a mile here, I'm going to get to this muddy branch. I was thinking about stopping there. And I might stop and film a little and look at it. Oh, this is pretty in here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till I get to mile 10. And at that point, that's shelter 2, number 2. I'll obviously be stopping and taking a little break there, maybe snack or something. But when I get there, I'll go over all the maps and far out and calculate and figure out exactly how far I want to go. Because on day 2, remember, I'm hiking 30 miles in 2 days. In day 2, I don't want to hike 20 miles. So I definitely want to get to 15, but where I'm going to stop at 16, at 14 and a half, what's there? I don't know. I mean, I can look at it right now, but I'll know shortly, and when I know, you'll know, and we'll all know. Because knowing, that's good. You want to know stuff. It's not good when you don't know. Yeah, let's find out. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. Alright, I want to admit that I am starting to have a little pain in my left knee. Boo-hoo. I'm sure I'll be fine. At first it was the ball of my left foot, which isn't too bad. But now it is that left knee, which does tend to give me problems ever so often. So, I have decided to slow down a little bit. I did some calculating, and if I was to go the full 15 miles today to set up camp where I'm at 7.5 miles, I've got what? It's really 14.5 miles. If it'll be midway. Come a little over halfway today, so let's say 6.5 hours. If I go 2 miles an hour, that's what? 3 hours and something. And it being 12:07, I could be there by 3:30. Up a hill, up a hill, up a hill. And it is turning to the right and headed down into this muddy branch. But like I was saying, I'm going to slow down just a little bit. Because if I get there, let's say 3:30. Let's say I get there at 4. I've still got easily 45 minutes of daylight to set up camp, and that's plenty. Because all I do is sit around. Of course, this time I brought a book. That's right, The Pearl by John Steinbeck. Yes, down to Muddy Branch, and it is that. It is a muddy branch with a bridge going over it. Yes, let's step up on said bridge. Oh yeah, she's sturdy, slimy and slippery. It is clear. It is very, very clear, but there is a lot of mud in there. I don't want to fall in in it. There's only 2 pylons. Ooh, I don't know about that. Let me take that back. That is shaky. So I'm not going to dilly-dally. I'm not going to play around. I'm going to cross this bridge and be on my way, because I know I've got to keep going. Yes, look at this. They've added some, what I would call chicken run. You see that? Planks on top of that so you don't slip and fall and bust it. Nope, don't want to do that. And I'm going to head on down the trail. Check back in. Check far out. I left that muddy branch back there, the little creek crossing, branch crossing, excuse me. I've got 2.2 miles to get to Blackwater shelter number 2. At that point I will scour my maps and far out and calculate how far I want to go today. I did decide to slow down a little, which will help my knee. Stopping back there at the branch actually helped. So I think I was going a little fast. It's okay. It's going to be fine. I've been through this before. I usually just suck it up, buttercup, and make my way regardless. Yeah, so looking at the map, coming up here, I'm going to have some road walking to do. McVeigh Road. I can hear it. Yes, I can hear the cars. And then that one goes to Highway 4. And I'm going to be doing a little walking on Highway 4. Not on it, but next to it. I'm not sure how far, but there is some road walking coming up. Not very much. I don't like it, but it's part of the trail. If Andrew Jackson would do it, so shall I. Check back in with you guys here in a bit. You know, a bench. Oh, and a rotten bench at that. Oh yeah, that's been eaten out by termites. I'm not going to sit there. It's okay. I don't want to stop anyways. Onward. I have come the road. Blaze tells me I'm going to turn left. Airplane up above. And I am going to go left. Yeah, see that road there? Farmland. Coming into a community here, rural community. You see, camper just went by and there's a house over there. So yeah, I don't want the sun to blow all this out. But yeah, I want to go down to the end of this road. Oh, there's cows. Maybe they'll talk to me. Maybe they know. Maybe they know which way to go. Hey! Whoa! I mean, whoa! Whoa! Yeah. So there's a road sign there that's got the blue on it. So I know it continues down this way. I feel, oh my goodness, look at the size of that bull. Oh yeah, he's Angus. You're a big one. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware that the price of cattle is through the roof. My brother's a farmer and he's got a bunch of cattle. You see the size of that? See that bull right there? You see him? Oh, that's expensive. That's like a $7,000, $8,000 bull. Easily. Why? Because he makes babies every day. Here comes Mama. Hey, here, Mama. Look at her. She's red. Oh, there's just swollen. You got a nice little herd. I won't bother you. I'm just passing through. I'm just passing through. No, I didn't bring no salt or no apples. Back on the trail. It's going to come up here. I do see a blue blaze on this pine tree up here, which means that this little McVeigh Road, farmland road, behind me is going to hit this Highway 4. That's a main road that goes all the way south to Crestview, all the way up to Alabama, I believe. That's a major highway. So I'm going to be hiking on it because the sign, let's see here, sign right here, that sun is going to be blowing that out. Let me bring it this way. See the sign there, no ATVs. You see the blue? Somebody's missing something. Yeah, we're going to hike. Cars going to be running down this thing. I'll have to be real careful. Very careful. I'll stay off the road and hopefully everybody will be polite and stay off the side. But yeah, I'm walking down the road now. I'm a street walker. Yeah, he's a street walking. Oh yeah. I'll check back in with you guys here in a bit. I'm going to check far out and see how far I'm going to be walking down this road. Right now, I am in the ditch. I ain't walking up there. There's cotton. There's cotton everywhere. You see all that cotton on the ground? See all that? Yeah, they all harvested. This is all farmland. they either do cotton or soybean in this area. But they've done harvested, and when they haul it out of here, it comes off of big bundles and stays there till it rots. And it does rot. It's biodegradable. Yeah, I'm gonna check my map, and I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. 1/3 of a mile on this road, and ooh, it's getting warm. Getting warm. But yeah, 1/3 of a mile. 1/3 of a mile hiking this trail. And the cars are just flying by. Most of them don't know that I'm walking the Florida Trail. I'm walking the Jackson Trail. They don't know. The locals do. Oh, the locals do. Kind of in this concrete ditch. I don't want to be up there on the road. No, I don't want to get hit. You know, someone swerves, they're not paying attention, just the slightest swerve. That's it. My job, no matter what, is to come home to mama and my baby. That's priority number one. I can hike. Go hike, boy, she says. Go. But you better come home to me. And I'm obedient. Yes, I am. So I'm going to keep going down this Highway 4. It's a state road, I believe. I'll check back with you guys here in a bit. Got a little ways to go, and then I'll get back in the woods. Still walking. Yep, there's blue on the sign. Carrying on. And there is a sign up there that says, entering Santa Rosa County. So, I am leaving Okaloosa County, and I am going into Santa Rosa County, Florida. Still walking the road. Where's that thing turn off? Maybe up here. I'm hoping there is a road turn off up here. Maybe that's it. I'll check back in with you guys as soon as I find out. Finally, for the car coming behind me, I am getting off of that road. And I am going to be turning on this road, another road. But, up ahead, what is that? The trail, car behind me, the trail is actually going to skirt up and off the road into a trail beyond. What is that thing? No. Blasted. So I'm gonna hike up this trail. Hold on, I'll be right. Okay, it's not my fault. I could backtrack to where I was showing you guys. It's all grown over and you can't really see it. But I'm looking up this hill up here. Yeah, I'm going to climb that hill. I see a blue marker, and I also see a little bridge thing right here. Maybe I should go back, go through all that rough stuff. I'm not going to climb, let's turn this way. I'm not going to climb up that. This is a ditch here. I'm going to walk up here. And I can see where, you're supposed to go through over there, but people have actually, it's so overgrown. People have actually just crossed right here, and I can see it. See, this is a big ditch. It's a big old long ditch. And there's a mound here. I'm going to climb it. I can see where people have walked up this. Get the sun. Let me get the sun out of the way. Up. Yeah. So it used to go down there through that. You can't walk down there. Instead, people climb up that. This is a telephone pole easement here. And then there's this funky wooden bridge to cross. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You guys have seen me do worse. That's nothing. Onward. Cross this. Oh, that's very stable. And they've mowed. I see a post there with blue. So I know I'm going the right way. Thank you. Thank you, Florida Trail Association, for making it where we can figure our way out. Onward. So that's a little windy, and it's a little cool. So this is a chapstick day, and I'm using it. I got a question for you. Sorry if this grosses you out. Am I the only one that when you put chapstick on your lips and you really need it, you also line the edges of your nostrils? Ooh, right? Is that gross? Am I the only one that does that? Because that gets just as chapped. You know, chapstick will do the same thing. Yeah? And that's well and good. Just don't ever ask to borrow my chapstick. On this part of the trail, I've noticed that somebody has come through and put this marking tape. Now, I'm running along Highway 4, so you can hear it back there in the background. But they put this marking tape and they've come through and mowed, and it's up beyond there. I don't know if you can see all that. They've marked it. Even though there's the blue blazes, they've marked it. But what I did notice was that in a lot of spots, and I've seen this many, many times, that's a large hole in the trail, on the side of the trail. It's in the trail. Somebody has taken a stick and put that stick in that hole so you see it. It's kind of a marker like, hey, don't break your foot, don't break your leg, with that little stick right there. Pretty neat, very helpful. Thank you so much, appreciate that. I decided to stop. I am 8.44 miles into my trek today. It's getting warm. I had a shirt underneath this one, and I had some nylon long johns underneath that, the pants. I took all that off. I'm going to check my feet a little bit. They're doing okay. I'm going to rub them and let them rest a little. That knee, I'm not overly concerned about it. It does this from time to time. I really didn't prep for this hike that much. I did some. I've been trying to eat right, and I do walk. I do 2 or 3 miles a day. Just try to keep my feet and my legs and my body used to hiking. It's important that you do that. When you're off the hike, you need to keep hiking. You always hike every day. When you wake up, you go hike. No, I'm kidding. But you gotta stay flexible. You gotta keep those muscles trained to be able to hike, or you're not going to be able to do much. So yeah, I still haven't decided on what I'm going to do. I think, just thinking here, I may go back to only doing the Jackson Trail section, which is the 21 miles. Do 10 today and then 10 tomorrow. And what that's going to also allow me to do is to walk down to this the Red Cliffs and film. That's kind of off the trail. It's one of the most scenic areas. And I was planning on stopping there also, but I may go down there and just film anyways and make more time of it, make more of a day of it. I'll decide when I get down to this Blackwater shelter number 2. But yeah, I'm going to drink some water, let my feet rest just a little bit, and get back on the trail. See you here in a bit. I hiked along here pretty good. You can hear and see the vehicles in the background there. The trail has been skirting Highway 4. Now, finally, it's going to turn and head south, away from Highway 4 and onward into the great beyond. Forest, Blackwater Forest. I'll check back in with you here in a bit. Goodbye, trucks. It's been nice seeing you. No more. Had enough of you. So I've got 3/4 of a mile to get to Blackwater shelter number 2. At that point, I'm going to decide whether I'm going to stay there or carry on. There is no water there. However, about 1.75 miles beyond that, there is water. And then right before that, a little bit further, there is another little designated campsite called Flat Area. There's probably nothing there. Maybe a fire ring. And I do see in there near the water there's a kind of a marker, a waypoint called Bench. So I either stop and camp at Blackwater shelter number 2, where there's no water, or I carry on. My knee is giving me trouble. It's okay. I'm feeling pretty good. I just have to go a little slower. I'm probably going 2 miles an hour, maybe a little faster. But I have to decide, can I do without all the extra water, because I've got to soak my chili and I want to have some water to drink, and wash my face, and brush my teeth and all that jazz. Do I have enough to do that? Or do I carry on the additional 2 miles to get down to where there's water, but there's probably nowhere to camp? I'm going to just probably, if I go that way because I need water, I'll find a spot to camp and just camp. I am in the Blackwater State Forest, and I can camp. I'm not in Eglin, I'm not in a state park. I can camp. I can camp where I want to camp. It's called dispersed camping, and I'll do it. I'll let you guys know when I get down there. I've probably got maybe 1/2 mile to go before I get down to that Blackwater shelter too. I see something way up ahead. I can't tell if that's a roof or what, but I will check back in with you guys here shortly. Yeah, it's buildings. Check back in with you here in a minute. So I have come to a road crossing. There's gonna be a car going by. That is Old Martin Road. And those houses are the buildings I saw with a bunch of farms. With all the hay sheds and tractor sheds and stables and stuff. But yeah, so the road is going to cross this Old Martin Road, and it is an old road. Yeah, I'm going to cross this road. Ain't nobody coming that way. Nobody coming that way. I'll show you all these farmhouses back behind me here. See all those back there? Then I'm going to cross. The trail is going to carry on down Old Martin Road. Let's see, this is actually Forest Road 29. Yes, we're going to keep going down Forest Road 29. The trail continues on. Okay, up ahead here, I see the blue markers on the trees, the blazes. So this sign says Bear Lake, 2 miles. See the red marker, red blaze? We're not going down that way. The trail I'm going on, Jackson Trail, actually takes a left here. And you can see it says Bear Lake, Jackson Connector Trail. That's the way we're going. We're going that way. There's a sign there. It says hikers only. So I'm going to keep making my way down this trail. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly until I get to this Blackwater Connector Shelter 2. I think I'm going to stop. I think I'm going to maybe look around a little bit and check the maps and then think about what the plan is. I mean, that was the plan way back there. You know, 7 miles ago I said I was going to stop there and scour the maps and far out and decide on what I was going to do. There's no water there. That's okay. There's water 2 miles down. But if I pack up and go that way, I'm not going to go down there and come back 2 miles just for water, especially since I've already set up camp. So I'll check back in with you guys here shortly as I get down here to this second shelter. Up ahead, I see it. It's a shelter. Don't look like much, but it's a structure. You guys can see that in the distance. See it over there? Let's go check it out. Yeah. Blackwater Shelter 2. Probably not much of anything. I see a bench. Probably a fire ring. Clearing, flat. A little shelter to get out of the rain. It's supposed to rain tonight, but I have a tent. The tent should do just fine. It's not going to be thunderstorms. But yeah, there it is. Blackwater Shelter 2. Let's go check it out. Let's go check out the Blackwater Shelter 2. We've got here a nice little bench. Yeah, a picnic bench to sit at. Yeah, it's kind of rotten, but it's there. There's the shelter. Let's go check it out. There's a fire ring right in front of it. Odd that it would be right there, so close. But there it is in all its glory. Blackwater Shelter 2. Not much. But you could put a sleeping bag in there and sleep. Yeah, there's a little grill over this fire ring. And what we got here? A little stick, a little stab. Probably to poke the fire. Yeah, we'll leave that right there. What we got? Oh, we got some stuff. What we got? We've got Tabasco sauce. Do I trust it? It's not been opened. I'll leave it. There's a pole there. That pole is probably to stir the fire as well. And there's some insect repellent. Someone has written Rogue, Rip, little dog print. I guess somebody lost their dog. Florida Trail, Pensacola, Ocala, hiking. 440 miles. This guy said T30, Cristview, 2001. Yeah. Someone wrote Foot Cavalry and Panzer. The only thing we have to fear is poo. Poo itself, FDR. Oh, it's terrible. What else we got here? Bryant. A bunch of people have graffiti because there is no box. I did not see a box, a mailbox anywhere here at said location. But that's okay. Where's that sun at? That's okay. Yeah. So I'm going to take a minute and, or 3 or 4 or 10, 15, maybe 20. And I am going to get out of these shoes, put my camp flip-flops on, go over the maps. I'm going to get my cold brew chili hydrated so that it's ready in an hour or so. I like to eat my dinner early. I don't like to eat late. Once it gets dark, I'm going to be in for the night. I did bring my book, so I may read on that, and I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. I have gone 10 miles so far, and my feet are reminding me. They're saying, Joe, you went 10 miles. Are you sure you want to do that extra 2 miles for water? I'll let you know in a minute. Yeah, it's nice to get off your feet. I took my shoes off. Something I noticed that I did not have with me, and I remember taking them out thinking, oh, you won't need those. That extra 1 ounce will help if you don't have it with you. It's my camp flip-flops. So I'm barefoot, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not going to be walking around. If I do decide to get up, I'll put my shoes back on. But right now, it's time for lunch. What's on the menu? I have got some yummy chili that I am hydrating here, that my wife made me. That's that low glycemic chicken chili. Thank you, Ashley. Got a couple sticks of beef jerky. They're pretty dried up, but hey, they're beef jerky. I've got my tea, cold brewing. Got my pure stevia leaf in there, sweetener. And I've got some pork rinds, unsalted. Oh, I love them. They're so delicious. Now, here's my dilemma. That's all the water I got. See that? That's with the brew. That's with the chili being hydrated. So after I eat, this is kind of my lunch / dinner. After I eat, I've only got that. Now, I will have the tea to drink. That's something to hydrate myself with, but that's all I got. Brush my teeth and drink. I'll check the map after I eat here in a little bit, or here before I eat. It doesn't matter. I'm going to check my map, and I'm going to decide on whether I'm going to pack up, because I haven't really unpacked the sleeping situation, camp. Whether I'm going to do that extra, I think it's 2.2 miles to get down to water. Think I might. I can go without a lot of water. It won't take but just a few little itty bits to brush my teeth, and that's really kind of enough. I will be able to get up in the morning and make my way down past the water, and I'll have plenty of water in the morning. So I have to decide on do I want to hike right now and have a spot that's really not great to camp and look for a spot, or do I want to go ahead and utilize what I have, make do, set up in this nice camping spot, and get up in the morning and go get water as I pass it. I'll let you know what I decide here in a little bit. So, after eating, drinking, making my brew tea, brushing my teeth, I got maybe 4 ounces of water. I could probably make do without water till the morning. But I'm listening as I'm sitting here at the Blackwater shelter too. See it there in the background. Hearing lots of trucks and cars and stuff. Because there's this old Martin Road. It's just right over there. And then Highway 4 is over there. Dogs in the background. They hear me. That's why he started barking. And so there's all those farmhouses. So I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna get water, and there's still lots of daylight left. I'm gonna get away from all the roads here and head further into the woods. Goodbye, Blackwater Shelter 2. Didn't have that very many amenities. Still give you a 3-star rating. Hear you guys here in a little bit. I will only be walking about 2 miles an hour, and I've got a 2.5 mile walk, so a little more than an hour I should be there. It is only 1:55, so I should be there by 3, a little after 3. That gives me plenty of time. That gives me a good hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes to set up, look for wood for a fire. Of course, I've got to find where I'm going to camp, because I'm going to be camping dispersed off trail somewhere. I'll find a spot. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. So this water hole that I'm looking for, it's called Blue Creek. It's only a mile, 1.1 miles away. And before I get there, I'm going to end up passing this little campsite. It's not much of a campsite, it's just called Flat Area. So I guess people have found that that's a good spot to stop because it's flat and they get off the trail. I don't know if you can see that through there in the woods there. You see those trees with the white markings? Those are protected. Those woodpeckers are up in there, and you can't climb or cut those trees down. And I see a woodpecker nest in it. I don't know if y'all can see those. There's the white. But yeah, so I am taking my time. My knee is hurting. Oh yeah, it is very, very angry at me. And now the foot pain has gone over to my right foot, and the left foot no longer hurts. Go figure. It's okay. I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna make it. I've only got a mile to go before I get to water, and then from there, that's probably a bottom, so I'm not gonna camp in there. I'll probably hike past it once I get up out of that bottom, and I'll find a flat spot and find a place to set up. Set the tent up, put the sleeping bag in there, get ready and build a fire. Maybe read my book a little bit. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. You guys may have noticed I've put on some extra clothes. The sun is past its zenith. It is almost 2 o'clock. And even though it is only 61 degrees, there is a breeze. And it's chilly. I did stop and I ate. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, blood circulation and all. But it's chilly. So I put my hat back on and I put this fleece vest back on. And I'm feeling pretty good. I have gone probably a half mile since lunch. Going pretty easy, going pretty slow. Now I've got about another half mile, a little more, 0.6 to get down to this water. But yeah, I had to put some extra clothes on because it was getting a little chilly. Tonight's probably going to get even more chilly. I think it's going to get down in the upper 40s. I've got a nice goose down sleeping bag to keep me nice and warm. But yeah, chilly, getting a little chilly. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. It is quite beautiful in here. Look at that. Large forest of longleaf pines and some oaks. It's been cleared. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful in here. This trail is pretty wide. This section here, pretty wide. Okay, what am I come to here? What have I come to here? There is a sign. I see there's a forested road to the left of me here. You can see that forested road. And then there's a hiker's only sign. Usually when you see those, it's because there's a road there and they want people to stay off the trail. So people have access to the trail because they have access, you know, to a road. They'll put these signs up. Say, stay off Florida Trail, hikers only. But no, I don't see anything. I'll check for it. I think this might be what they're calling Flat Area. Let's see, because I do see that. Is that a fire ring? No, I don't think so. I don't think it is. But yeah, I'm going to get back on the trail here. This is not the water spot. Interesting. down now. I'll check back with you guys here shortly. Oh, this section through here is beautiful. Look at that trail. Birds all flying around me and they're singing their song. They're all very small little birds. Beautiful little birds. I don't know if you can hear them all or see them. They're flying. They're everywhere, flying all over the place. This is quite lovely. This is what it's all about. This is why I come down here. You know, the birds flying. Look at them all. Hundreds of them. I see y'all. Uh-huh. They're everywhere. There goes one. Yeah. This is why I come down here. This is it right here. These moments right here. I'm in a meadow. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at all those birds. I hear you. I see you. Uh-huh. Don't know what kind of birds they are. I'm not a bird watcher, but I appreciate them. And they are everywhere. I don't know if this camera's picking them up. They're all singing their song. They look like robins. That's what they are. They got the red breast. Those are robins. Lovely. This is why I do it. These moments like this is what it's all about. This wood right here is absolutely gorgeous. And there are thousands of little birds. And they're not really scared of me. They're flying all around me. And they're singing their little songs. Oh, it's beautiful. I love this. Look at all them birds. They're robins. That's what they are. Red-breasted robins. Down in the little area that far out. And there's a flower image there. It means it's scenic. And I looked and they're calling this Cane Creek. So I don't see a water source, but I do see that there is a lot of bamboo. Maybe there is a creek up here. I am seeing a boardwalk. I'm going to let you guys get a look at this. Uh-huh. Yeah. There's a little boardwalk. Yeah, I'm going to step up on that. And I'll watch my step here. It's not really much to see, but there's a little boardwalk. It goes over it. I'm not sure why they call it Cane Creek. There is no creek. Maybe they're saying that that's cane there, but that's actually bamboo. That's a type of bamboo. So we're going to go ahead and walk across this boardwalk. It's kind of just a bottom is what this is. Little bottom. Watch my footing here. And onward. I am walking up. I left that Cane Creek bottom, and it's been going up. I don't know if you can look back, way back there. It's a big hollow there, big old bottom. It goes down to that bottom back there, but it's still going up. Oh, it's going up. I am getting my workout. I've only got maybe, I don't know, a quarter of a mile to go before I get to this other little flat area campsite. I'll look at it, then I'm going to proceed on down to this Blue Creek where I will get water. And then from there, march on to the next flat spot to set up camp. At least that's the plan. Yeah, I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. I'm coming to a little road here. Let's see. See this road? Yeah. The forest road. Goes that way, nobody's coming that way. Goes that way. Also, nobody's coming that way. And then the trail is going to carry on that way, which that's the way I'm going. I'm going to keep going. I'll check back in with you guys here shortly. I have come to a bit of a road walk here. I am going to leave the trail, or leave the forested trail, and get onto this Charlie Foster Road. You see it's a dirt road here? Yeah. And I'm going to go down this for probably, oh, I don't know, 2/10 of a mile, 1/8 of a mile. We'll see. I know that math didn't make sense. 1/5 of a mile. 2/10 is 1/5, Joe. So, yeah, I am walking down this old dirt road. Yeah. And then up here, it's going to take a left and leave the road. I will get back with you guys here shortly. Okay, so what I thought was going to be some water, it's just on this Charlie Foster road. There's a bottom, just a bunch of rocks, water maybe underground. There's no water. So I've got another 1/5 of a mile, 0.2 of a mile to go. Now the trail is coming, it's going to go off of the dirt road. There's a double blaze there on the tree, and we're headed into the woods that way. So I've got 1/5 of a mile to where I get to some water, and that is the Blue Creek. Wish me luck. All right, I have come down to something. I think this is Blue Creek. There's a sign. Eagle Project. Boy Scouts of America by Tony Hawley. Well, that's nice. I guess they're the ones that came down here. There's no water. There is no water at Blue Creek. It is completely dried up. I mean completely. There is no water here. There was no water at the one behind me. And I went this extra bit to get water. Oh boy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to march on. I have no choice. I mean, I'm not going to camp down here in this bog. And I know that the next little spot is called Bench. So there's a bench there. And I imagine that's going to be up out of this bottom. When I get there, I'm going to look at the map again. Now, again, I could go without water tonight. I've eaten, brushed my teeth. You know, I have a couple ounces of water, just enough to kind of wet my whistle if I need to do so. But that was unfortunate. It happens. It happens. And what I'll do is I'll go into Far Out and I'll put a note, and I'm sure others have. There's no water here. No water here. No water back at the bridge there, the little road crossing where the water was supposed to go under it. There's no water. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going until I get to Bench and figure out what I'm gonna do. I could camp here. I mean, I could. It's flat. I could step off the trail, find me a spot to clear out, build a little fire if I wanted to, camp. I don't need a fire. I'd like a fire. I don't need one. It is pretty in here. Maybe that sun is blowing this out. There's a lot of helicopters flying over. They're all training. But yeah, that's a bummer. We march on. We're not dying yet. Yet. All right, I have checked Far Out. It is my fault for not checking Far Out the comments section before I decided to leave shelter. Shelter didn't have no water either. And there was no water in between. I've drank 2 liters today. So, again, there is water 5 miles away. And I'm not gonna walk 5 miles to get water so that I could camp. My knee's not doing great. I've come up to what's called Bench, and which is at a turn. But look at that. Look at all that around me. Very flat. Very, very flat. I imagine if I wanted to build a fire, I could find firewood. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. But yes, so what I'm going to do is I am going to find a cleared spot, and I think I see one, a couple of them, and I'm going to find a spot to set up camp. I'm pretty deep. I want to step off the trail before I do that, but let's go ahead and walk up here to Bench. Yeah, there's Bench. There you are. Hey, Bench. How are you? I've been looking for you. Oh, you look like a solid Bench. Not like your cousin Jeffro down there. He wasn't doing too good, but you, Bench, you look solid. Now, I'm going to give it the old shaky test. Yeah, you're fairly solid. And then I'm going to give it the one leg, or the one cheek. Then the two cheek test. Yeah, so that is probably the most of what I'm going to do for today's hike. I'm seeing some areas just off the trail, like over there, that are fairly cleared. And I want to find a spot that is not, it's flat and it's not going to have a bunch of sticks that are going to puncture my tent. I don't know if I'm going to do a fire. I may scout around a little bit, especially now that I have Bench. Bench is my only friend out here. I'm all by myself except for Bench. I'll check back in with you guys here in a little bit when I figure out exactly where I'm going to pop my tent. See you soon. Oh, Bench. So, I've got my tent set up. I'm down here sitting on Bench. I've got my book, The Pearl, by John Steinbeck. It's a short novel. It's about a fisherman that finds a pearl. And much like the ring in the Lord of the Rings, it corrupts them. It makes them covet it and extremely paranoid of any and everyone. And how they descend into a bit of madness because of said covetousness. Quite an excellent book, and anything by John Steinbeck is excellent. Grapes of Wrath, the guy can write. So I'm going to be reading a little bit of this, and I'm going to be writing in my journal, and I'm going to be turning in. I don't think I'm going to make a fire, simply because there's really nowhere to make a fire. Yeah, and I don't need one. I'm not going to be cooking. You can see my tent way there in the background. I'm off the trail. Oh, I don't know, maybe 40 feet. Found a spot that was flat enough, and yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read a little bit, write in my hiking journal, my log, then go to bed. I'll check back in with you here shortly. Good morning. It is 6:27. Sun's just starting to come up. Got about another 30 minutes before it does completely come up. I did sleep. I did get down to the 50s, about 52 degrees last night. There was a lot of coyotes howling, and the farm dogs from the farms, surrounding farms, were barking at each other. There were a couple owls that were howling in the middle of the night, and the hooting. But I did get some sleep. It did sprinkle. I woke up and I noticed it was sprinkling a couple times, or I may have to walk through some rain today. I'm not really sure right now. But, yeah. I think my knee is going to be okay. I'm going to start packing up here in a little bit and get on the trail, and I'll check back in with you guys soon. All right. Well, this is it. I've got everything packed up. I've suited up. Got my gear loaded and ready. Everything's triggered, and we're moving forward. Goodbye, Bench. Maybe one day we'll meet again. Until next time, happy trails.